Years after election petitions that arose from the 2016 general elections were decided, with some still at the Court of Appeal, we look for those who for one reason or another petitioned the courts. For many, the struggle for electoral justice is a roller coaster ride through campaigns, to polls, to grilling court days and then jail.
I have not seen a place of thuggery. I have not seen a place of broad foolery like I experienced in the 2 years I spent in the High Court in Jinja and at the Court of Appeal in Kampala.
I became a very good visitor of Luzira prison as regards costs that are attached to elections.
Armed with voluminous chunks of documentary evidence, Simon Muyanga Lutaya dragged NRM's Kenneth Lubogo to court, citing electoral malpractice. A rigorous process at the Higher and Appeals Court left Muyanga unsatisfied and indebted.
I had 1,000 shillings on me on the day I was arrested, and the lawyer was telling me, we are taking you to prison. If not, give us at least 5 million shillings so that we can leave you here. You pay the rest of the money later. I did not have the 5 million shillings.
FDC's Apollo Kantinti was dragged back to the Chadondo East parliamentary polls after he lost a court battle to NRM's William Sitenda Sebalu. Even though the two contenders lost the constituency to Robert Chaglanye, millions of money had been spent.
And why do I call it also a full-fledged election? That's something else. We call it a by-election, but it's a full-fledged. Why? New entrants are allowed. That's how I lost my seat.
Another election petition against Katolu Bwama over lack of prerequisite academic documents has sat in the same corridors of justice, only to be heard months to the end of the 10th Parliament.
If Katolu Bwama still has an interest of recontesting, is he to present the same papers that are here being contested, or he should seek for other papers?
There were applications, many applications brought up by both parties that have delayed the main petition from taking off. Also, at some point, the panel had to change because initially it was, we had the former Deputy Chief Justice heading the panel.
You can't blame courts for that because in court there are two parties, the petitioner and the respondent. Sometimes just getting court documents to either through the process of petitioning, some people are slow.
Dramatic outcomes sometimes. Busiro's South Member of Parliament Peter Sematimba won an electoral petition brought against him for lack of prerequisite academic documents, only for him to sit for the USCE exams last year. The list is endless, and such are the pains and costs.
It costs, not cheap. On average, a good lawyer in Uganda is going to represent you in a petition for 300 million.
Because I remember that they were paying 35, others 60, others 20. The average was around 25 million for a lawyer to start handling your election petition.
Most of the evidence is reduced in form of an affidavit, and that also takes the cost of conducting an election petition high, because then you count portfolio. The cost is portfolio.
I spent 3.9 million shillings on stationery alone.
Stakeholders in the electoral process can be dragged to court for bribery, ballot stuffing, vote rigging, obstruction of voters, and misconduct during campaigns, among others. However, the Electoral Commission has been blamed for sparking most of the mistakes.
Electoral Commission needs to follow the law strictly, because the challenges that come are usually complaining about breaches of the law.
Most of the election petitions I have seen are built on human error. Very few of them are built on deceit. The human error I'm talking about are things like wrongful tallying, wrongful declarations. Some of these human errors are actually intentional.
Including gazetting. Sometimes we see a wrong person is gazetted as one. So somebody like that should be challenged.
While the law allows the court to dismiss a petition, declare another candidate, set aside an election and order by election, the circumstances under which this can slap costs against a party have drawn a lot of contention.
Why should I, third respondent, who was a part of a campaign organized by the Electoral Commission, pay for what they say are the faults of the Electoral Commission?
I lost and was asked to pay costs. Aisha Kabanda lost and was asked not to pay any costs. So what did the judges consider, that I have to pay costs and then another litigant in the same matter of an election petition not pay costs.
You may bring up frivolous bad case about someone. You want to just inconvenience someone, but at the end of the day, the court may recognize that and they will order you to pay some costs.
Some are now suggesting a review of the law.
Because the race is becoming a race of the rich, the able, the privileged.
And it's also used as blackmail in some cases, because the same person who has filed the petition is going to tell you, you know what, if you want me to leave you alone, I've spent 500 million, could you please give me the 500 million?
Election petitions are here, they will not stop. Even if we make the best laws, it will not stop. In fact, good laws gives rise to more election petitions.
Many say the judges in these petitions are making a kill.
Our court system is not fair.
Each judge, even at the High Court, their agents are either their secretaries, their drivers, their bodyguards, or their close friends. You say, if I want to get Irene, the close friend is Hassan Waswa. So you go through Hassan Waswa to take you to Justice Irene Namaja for you to deliver your bribes, and they'll negotiate at that. So they play they're clean, but I know for sure.
The reason there is corruption in this country is because even you, the clients, facilitate it. In some cases, actually, the judge is innocent because lawyers have been eating money in the name of the judge only to realize that the judge did not receive a penny.
We don't use the judges in those areas to handle. If there are petitions in Masaka, we'll probably send a judge from Jinja to go to Masaka.
From High Court level to the Appeals Court, the judiciary says it spent about $500 million handling over 123 election petitions from the 2016 general elections. Namaja Irene, NBS, Live at 9.
Now, guess who is enjoying motherhood since she left URA? She headed the tax administration at Uganda Revenue Authority for half a decade. And 4 months ago, Doris Akol was relieved of her duties. Tonight, NBS's Samson Kasumba speaks to the former commissioner who calls for the need to remove opportunities and create ethical dilemma for tax administration. Speaking on her exit from the tax body, Akol says that while due process may not have been followed in her terminations, she has since moved on and enjoying motherhood.